Hello guys, Almighty Anime here, back with 5 more recommendations for manhwa to read. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and subscribe. Also comment down below your thoughts and opinions on the choices in this list. Without further ado, let's get into the first one. The Boxer. This manhwa had been recommended to me by a friend, and I had just finished reading the whole thing recently, and I enjoyed every bit of it. The story revolves around a boy named Yu who had undergone severe childhood trauma which led to him developing his own sort of innate ability to perceive time slower than others. His ability was recognized by a pro boxing scout when he was being beat up by some bullies, and under the onslaught of punches, the scout mentions that Yu was bored. He was bored waiting for the punches to land. To verify his gut feeling, and if the boy really had some kind of talent, the boxing scout throws a punch hard enough to knock the living daylights out of him, but as expected he dodges. So that basically summarizes the start of the story, and it only gets better from there. The protagonist undergoes some great character development that slowly breathes some more feeling into him. The opponents he fights and the fights in general are all really well drawn with no lack of substance. Now, the art is average, not really something that's breathtaking, but it's enough to send shivers down your spine during the fight panels. Overall, this is a really good sports manhwa, definitely in my top 3 along with Blue Lock and Hajime no Ippo. I recommend this as it's pretty short with around 130 chapters, so not too long as well. Give this a try and read it through to the end and you won't be disappointed with how good of a sports manhwa this is. Next up is Reincarnation of the Suicidal Battle God. And I just want to start this one off by saying the art is absolutely amazing in this manhwa. Top tier visuals that get you super immersed with the setting and characters. And now with that out of the way, let's go for the synopsis. The story is about Zephyr, who is the last survivor of humanity after a battle between mankind and the demons. In his final battle, he self-destructs in order to take the Demon King's hand as a last FU because he couldn't win against the Demon King. Upon dying, he learns that the war he fought and the lives lost was entertainment for the gods, and after hearing this he becomes enraged and wants nothing but revenge. He gets a second chance granted to him which sends him back 10 years as he now goes about his second life with the sole purpose of retaliating against the gods and saving Earth. This is one of those manhwa where the protagonist is a literal walking flex because of the knowledge and benefits of his past life. The manhwa isn't for someone that really wants a thought out story or a long-term investment because this is one of the more filler type manhwa that you read to kill time or read for fun. Because if you're looking for something to just read, this is a really good choice. The main character gets strong fast and overpowers everyone else, etc. And third is Worn and Torn Newbie, another manhwa that has the premise of going back in time and doing things differently to become the strongest, to become the best. Similar to Reincarnation of the Suicidal Battle God, this is another good manhwa to read for fun if you don't care about the story or how cliché it is. The protagonist invested his life into a virtual game that caused him to drift apart from his family and his life in the real world as he dedicated everything to the game. In the end, he went into debt, and because the value of the game decreased over the years, he spends everything he had left for this sword that if sold gets him a chance to clear his debt, but rather than selling it straight away, he attempts to upgrade it further because of his greed, and so he goes through with the upgrade which leads to a failure. And as a result the sword breaks. This causes him to go into shock which leads to his death and him returning back 15 years into the past, where he was just starting to get into the game. Despite vowing to never play it again because of how it messed up his previous life, the allure of knowing all the events that would happen and where all the secret hidden items were, it was an opportunity too good to pass up on. The manhwa is pretty solid in my opinion when it comes to how entertaining it is. The story progresses fast and the protagonist basically develops a unique playstyle with his knowledge of the game and basically pisses everybody off. And fourth is Reformation of a Deadbeat Noble, and this was a really good read in my opinion that doesn't follow the other cliche plots. The story follows a boy named Aaron Pereira who, as in the title states, is a deadbeat noble that lays around all day and does nothing. However, after having a dream about a man who swung a sword every day until he died, he gains a burning desire to copy what he saw, and as if possessed, he goes training every single day, swinging his sword in order to mimic the man in his dreams. This manhwa was really interesting to read because it follows Aaron as he tries to become a sword master, and unlike other plots, he doesn't start off OP, nor does he have some sort of cheat ability, but rather he just puts in the hard work in order to become stronger. What really made me enjoy this was the character development of both Aaron and the side characters that he encounters, making the story more realistic. Despite being a bit slow paced at the start, with the protagonist starting to train with the sword, being a beginner, and so forth, much further down the road in the later parts of the story, the action really picks up and we see some really cool moments. Overall, it was a really good manhwa, and if you're looking for a substance and a good setting, you'll find it all here. You'll also find aspects of mystery as well regarding the man in Aaron's dreams. So yeah, overall, I really recommend this. Super good read. Lastly on this list is Reaper of the Drifting Moon, which I highly recommend reading, as this has been one of the best manhwa I have recently had the chance to read. The plot, the characters, and how the story progressed, I absolutely loved it. The manhwa is about an underworld Murim organization kidnapping and training homeless children to become full-fledged assassins that are made to kill and feel nothing, while also having no background or trace to anyone or anything. This is a top-tier manhwa whose author also wrote other manhwa such as Legend of the Northern Blade and Fist Demon of Mount Hua, which are also top-tier manhwa, which will be covered in another video. From the beginning till the recent chapters, this was absolutely incredible to read and very addicting. The struggle to fight for his life, and the struggle to endure the assassin training, and the struggle to get his revenge are all so well done that it sent shivers down my spine when reading this manhwa. The theme is dark and very disturbing, and it isn't meant for everyone, but give it a chance and it will surprise you. That's it for this list, and hopefully you enjoyed and agreed with some of the choices on this list. Comment down below what you'd like to see next. This has been Almighty Anime. Till next time.